Yo, it's your boy Bernard, and welcome to another episode of the Angry Blerd podcast, where I'll be talking about everything nerdy that has caught my eye this week. And one of the things that caught my eye this week is the streaming services. You know, I've gone into lengthy discussion about how they put certain things behind the paywall, like I believe it was like last year, where Netflix put Across the Spider-Verse behind the ad-free only paywall. So if you were paying for the ad tier of Netflix, you couldn't watch Across the Spider-Verse. So now Crunchyroll is starting to do the same thing. And so Crunchyroll announced that soon it will be paywalling specific arcs of One Piece.
Say what?
Which is just stupid. So December 2nd, they made a post on Twitter, and they said that the first 206 episodes of One Piece will remain available to its ad-supported tier for Crunchyroll users at no cost. However, to continue watching the remaining 1,151 episodes of One Piece, subscribers must upgrade their membership to a Crunchyroll premium tier. And then later on, they revealed phases of the One Piece update. It says starting December 23rd, One Piece's Walter 7 to Fishman Island arc will require a premium membership.
Bruh.
And fans must have a premium membership on January 20th to watch Punk Hazard to Whole Cake Island arc, including the 6 specials. And then February 17th will be the date when One Piece's Reverie, Wano Kuni, and Egghead Island arcs will be behind the premium membership.
Oh, wow.
So if you didn't know, Crunchyroll has 3 tiers of memberships. And so that's Fan, which is, I guess, the ad supported tier, which is $7.99. Mega Fan is $11.99. And Ultimate Fan is $15.99. So I want to know, what do the specific tiers do? Because it's like a Netflix thing, whereas Fan is $7.20 but ad supported, Mega Fan is $10.80, and Ultimate Fan is 4K. But yeah, it's messed up, because One Piece actually used to be on Netflix. Well, I think it still might be on Netflix, actually. I need to check that out. But I know it's on Hulu as well, but it only goes up to a certain arc. I don't know what the name of the arc is, because I don't watch One Piece. But that's messed up. So it's like, I'm already paying you guys, and yet you're deciding to put XYZ amount behind this specific paywall. It's not like I'm watching Crunchyroll for free and getting ads. But Netflix started it. Crunchyroll is the second person to do it. If Prime does this, then I might have to cancel my membership, because I'm not giving you guys an additional $2 for something that's included with my shipping. It's bonkers the way these streaming services are starting to act. But hey, Monopoly, what can you do? Letting you guys know right now, it was a slow week, so I was really struggling all week to find news stories. And like, I'm recording this on technically it's now Sunday at midnight, because I was able to find a handful of stories. Like, I found that One Piece story like on Tuesday, and like all the stories that I found today, I found like throughout Saturday. So my next story, James Gunn was doing an interview, and he was basically talking about how his Superman will be different from all others. So he was on the Happy Sad Confused podcast, and he said, one of the things, I don't think we've ever seen the big science fiction Silver Age Superman aspects that we have in our movie. And we've never seen, you'll see when the movie comes out, but we've seen this specific part of Superman's life. And he said, I don't think we've seen a Lex Luthor, we've ever seen the Lex Luthor that Nicholas Hoult is. And he said, Superman's fucked because Lex is so smart and so good at what he's doing. But in the movies, you're going, Lex is about to get fucked. We've got a big old Superman and a pretty tall Lex too. And you'll see that Lex is not the person you want to have against you. So, I'm very interested in that, because he does make a valid point. We've had 3 Superman movies with Gene Hackman in it, and he was more of like a comical villain. Like my aunt was watching Superman out here in her living room. I want to say it was like last week or so. After I recorded episode 215, and I was like, I forgot how goofy Lex was in these movies, and Kevin Spacey was more or less the same because Superman Returns was literally Superman 5 of the Christopher Reeve saga, although, Christopher Reeve wasn't in it. And, Jesse Eisenberg, so, putting piss in a jar and blowing people up, so he didn't really do much of nothing. But, yeah, I mean, I get that. So I'm down for that. And I would like to see a very imposing Lex Luthor, because Lex has had these instances like in comics. Here's a perfect example of a movie that was, of a comic that was turned into an animated movie. Go watch Batman, Superman, Public Enemies, where Lex is the president, and this man has been injecting himself with a kryptonite / venom cocktail. So Lex is jacked, and he is like going toe to toe with Superman. And I would like to see that like slowly start to come into the live action aspect of the Superman mythos. But yeah, July 11th. So we got 7 months. So yeah, can't wait to see it. I think the majority of this podcast is just movie news, because there's been nothing in comics, nothing in TV shows really, besides the One Piece crap. And I think I might have like one more thing. But a movie I do not care about. Matchbox. I think I brought this up, but John Cena starred in it. And now we got a new cast member, and that would be Teyonah Parris. For those of you who don't remember who Teyonah Parris is, she was on WandaVision. She was in the Marvels. She plays Monica Rambeau. She was also in 2021's Candyman. She was in the, I'm going to say Diary of a Mad Black Woman, but Dear White People, the movie. She was also in They Clone Tyrone. I forgot she was on Empire. But apparently she was also in Mad Men. But yeah, she will be joining the cast. I don't think they gave her character a name yet. I don't even know John Cena's character's name. And Matchbox. Honestly, I don't even think they've given a plot. They just described it as an action-packed globetrotting adventures. Action-packed globetrotting adventure, and centers on a group of childhood friends who must work together to stop an impending worldwide disaster and rediscover their friendship on the way. But yeah, this is done by Mattel, who owns the rights to Matchbox, and they want to try to replicate the success that Barbie had. So I really don't think it's going to match that. It might not even be like a toe in a pond. John Cena's in it. I like John Cena. But out of all the movies that John Cena has done, a lot of them have been going to streaming, and like the ones where he's, been the lead, they've been kind of successful. That have been in theaters, like Ferdinand. I believe Ferdinand made money. Did it make money? I feel like I had this conversation before. Yeah, Ferdinand made $296 million with $111 million budget. I don't think anybody saw Playing with Fire, and he was the lead in that with Keegan-Michael Keegan. Okay, this movie scraped by. So this movie had a budget of $29.9 million. And made $69.4 million. So surprisingly, it was a profit. But yeah, I'm looking at his filmography now. Like after the pandemic, like a lot of his movies, they go straight to streaming. So Doolittle, he was not the lead in that. F9 wasn't the lead in that. The Suicide Squad was not the lead. Vacation Friends, Hulu, The Bubble, he had a cameo. What the hell is The Independent? Never even heard of it. But he was in that, and he was also an executive producer. But Jodie Turner-Smith was the lead of that. Fast X, once again, not the lead. Barbie, once again, not the lead. Hidden Strike, what the hell is that? Wait, John Cena has a movie with Jackie Chan?
What the fuck?
That might be the name of the episode. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. There was... Okay, I did not know they did 2 Vacation Friends movies. I have to check those out. Freelance. Never even heard of this one. But yeah, I think that one went straight to video on demand. Let me see. Release. Yeah, Freelance was released in theaters by Relatively Media and released on Premium on Demand a month later. Yeah, this is a bomb. $40 million budget, $9.7 million box office. Argyle was not a lead. Ricky Stenicki, that went to Prime. Very good movie. Jackpot went to Prime. Heads of State isn't out yet. And Coyote versus Acme, which we know did not get released. But Heads of State stars Idris Elba, John Cena, Priyanka Chopra, Jonas, Patty I can never pronounce this guy's last name. Considine, Stephen Root, Carla Gugino, Jack Quaid, Sarah Niles, whoever that is, Richard Coyle, don't know who that is. Don't know who Claire Foster is, or Alexander Kunzevs. I don't know, but he's Russian. I don't think I've ever seen him. He looks familiar. He was in Fantastic Beasts, but I don't remember him being in there. He played Helmet, apparently, but yeah, so I mean, hopefully, Matchbox makes money. Yeah, so they're doing Hot Wheels as well as Matchbox and also Polly Pocket. Polly Pocket can make sense. It could just be it'll be an isekai, which is basically Japanese for, being transported to another world, a la Digimon, Suicide Squad, isekai. I don't know, but hey, it is what it is. Next story. We got an update on season 2 of Ahsoka. So Dave Filoni was at the red carpet premiere of Skeleton Crew. And he was talking about season 2 of Ahsoka. So he said that the series is still being developed, but it may be more challenging than originally expected. He said, I've been writing it and I'm still the single writer of it. So I've been doing that, but it's been a challenge, of course, and working on some of these arcs has been a challenge and making sure it's all going to come out the way I think that is exciting for fans. So he said he's happy to be working with Rosario Dawson again and can't wait to get back to it. But he also said that filming and everything probably won't start until next year, since The Mandalorian and Grogu movie just finished filming about 3 days ago. So we more than likely will not be getting Ahsoka until 2026, and that's just being generous. And that's not an actual number, but that's just a guess. So, I mean, hey, get to it. That's all I can say. Get to it. But I'm going to take a break. I'm going to finish my vodka and lemonade. Listen to the ad for Dubby. Be right back. This episode is brought to you by Dubby. Dubby gives you focus and energy without the crash and jitters. It has no sugar, fillers, or artificial dyes. Mix 1 packet or scoop into 8 or 12 ounces of water. Stir or shake well. Some powderiness is normal, and it has all the important vitamins. So this has vitamin C, B3, B6, and B12. And it's made from coffee fruit extract. So drink it and go conquer a task. And go to Debbie.gg and use my promo code Angry Blerd 10 at checkout to save 10% on your order. That's Debbie.gg with promo code Angry Blerd 10. All right, I'm back, and I did not finish my drink, so I will be sipping this as I go along with my last 2 stories, and after that, I have 2 reviews. So, the man that everybody hates, Mr. Taika Waititi, was doing an interview with Entertainment Weekly, and he spoke out about some of the backlash he got from Thor: Love and Thunder. So he said, he had some words for all the Marvel nerds who said that he would ruin Thor franchise. He said that really propelled me into nerdosphere. I was living a really lovely, peaceful life, and as soon as I did this, well, boy, did the nerds come for me. This guy's gonna ruin this. He's gonna ruin Thor. So keep in mind, he was thinking that when he did Thor Ragnarok, which was, 2016, 2017, and that movie grossed $865 million. And then he came back and did Thor: Love and Thunder, which surprisingly was the 8th highest grossing film of 2022. And he was like, "What? You mean again?" And they were like, "He's gonna ruin this for everyone. Thor's so cool." And I said to them on Twitter before he left, "You don't know what you want until I give it to you."
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Which sounds crazy, but he's out of line, but he's right. So, I mean, I really don't know how to feel about that per se, because I have my issues with Thor: Love and Thunder, although I do enjoy parts of it. Like, I feel like the whole going to Zeus to get the Thunderbolt, that scene was just dragged out a little bit too much. Like, we didn't need like 5 minutes of him saying you're not invited to the orgy and so on and so forth. But I did enjoy the movie. I mean, I freaking bought it. It is on the shelf back there. It's probably behind the headrest, since everything over there is in alphabetical order. But I'm just like, you can't please everybody. So what do you guys want Taika to do? I mean, because he's got a new movie coming out very soon. Actually, I believe it comes out in 2025. But yeah, he's got a dystopian science fiction movie called Clara in the Sun, which stars Jenna Ortega, Amy Adams, Natasha Lyonne, Simon Baker, Harry Greenwood, and Steve Buscemi. And he's also writing a new Star Wars movie, and he's still doing the Akira movie. So, I mean, Taika's living his life like it's golden. All right. Final story before I get into my reviews. So, never really cared for this franchise. I don't understand the hype about it. I mean, I have a goddaughter who basically begged me for my PS4, which I gave to her, and she begged for this game. I don't think she's played it. I don't know if she even has an interest in the movie, but somehow Minecraft is getting its own theme park, and with plans to open by 2026. So, Mojang Studios, who are the creators of Minecraft, have teamed up with Merlin Entertainments, who also worked on Legoland and other attractions, are planning on opening Minecraft theme parks in both the US and the UK. And they plan to have them open by 2026 or 2027. So they basically put $110 million into creating the theme parks, which will either be a part of theme parks or standalone parks. So, I mean, it would make sense for them to add this to Legoland. But, I mean, that might be a conflict of interest with Lego. But Merlin said that this will include the development of first of its kind concepts for Minecraft themed guest accommodation, retail, and food and beverage, alongside exciting experiences, including a Minecraft themed ride at Merlin locations in these two countries. So, I mean, I don't want Minecraft themed food because everything is like blocked and like pixelated per se. But also the VP of franchise development for gaming at Microsoft, who was Kalen Waters, said in a statement that Merlin's expertise in creating world-class attractions makes them the perfect partner to help us bring Minecraft to life in a new and immersive ways in permanent locations around the globe. Our vast and diverse community is always looking for new opportunities to explore and engage with Minecraft, and we are thrilled to build touch points around the globe that will surprise and delight them. These new real-life Minecraft experiences will not only grow our community, but also offer fans more opportunities to immerse themselves in the world of Minecraft in more ways than they've ever imagined. So, I only have one problem with this. I get it, everybody, plays Minecraft, but why is the, this is not the problem I have with it, but why is the vice president of franchise development for gaming at Microsoft is saying this? Did Microsoft buy Minecraft? Let me look that up real quick because I'm like, wait, what now? Had no idea if that's true. So, oh, freaking Minecraft block popped up on Google. But so my statement is, I think you guys should probably wait until it is Xbox games. Xbox Game Studios. Yeah, I think they should wait until the movie comes out, because what if this movie doesn't make any money and now you put all this money in, time into a park? So, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't work in, theme park development and shit, but I'm just a dude. So, I mean, I'm just throwing out my 2 cents. Speaking of 2 cents, let's get ready to do the spoiler alerts. Hold on, I'm trying to crack my back. Oh, crap. Come on, crack. Okay, whew, that felt good. I know you guys didn't hear it, but cool. So, we are going to discuss episodes 1 and 2 of Creature Commandos, which airs on Max and will be airing on Cartoon Network, I believe, on Saturdays. And this is the first entry of the DCU's Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. So, show was created by James Gunn. Dean Lowry is the showrunner. Show stars Indira Varma Varma as the bride. Sean Gunn as G.I. Robot and Weasel. Alan Tudyk as Dr. Phosphorus and Clayface. And Will Magnus, apparently. Zoe Chow as Nina Mazursky. David Harbour as Frankenstein. Frank Grillo Sr. as Rick Flag. So, episode 1 is The Collywobbles, directed by Matt Peters, written by James Gunn, and James Gunn wrote all 7 episodes of the show. Alright, so the nation of Polokistan is under attack by Cersei and her followers, the sons of Themyscira. Amanda Waller, who is the lead of Argus, sends Rick Flag Sr. to enter Polokistan to help Princess Ilana Rostovich stop Cersei. And since Task Force X has been shut down due to Amanda's daughter ratting her out in Peacemaker, she can no longer use human prisoners as a Suicide Squad. So now she is using non-human prisoners who are part of Bell Rev. So that is the Doctor, not the Doctor, the Bride, Dr. Phosphorus, G.I. Robot, Weasel, and Nina Mazursky. So now their code names are Task Force M. So those guys, they all go to Polokistan and they meet with Princess Elania, and they all settle into the castle. And the princess makes some advances to Flag, which he shuts down. Phosphorus sneaks into Rick Flag's room to try to get their detonator, and those two fight. But the thing with the detonator is, it's not like the Suicide Squad detonator where you can choose each individual to explode. So they all get tased or electrocuted when activated. So they get in the fight and Rick Flag wins. Meanwhile, the bride sneaks out of the castle, and Nina follows her. And you actually find out that Polokistan is where the bride was made. And so that's where they go to. But there's an old lady keeping an eye out on the castle that the bride and Nina sneak into. And she calls Frankenstein and tells him that she's there, who is just chilling on a boat with some women. So this was a good first episode. I can honestly say the princess is a freak. She was just making all these advances at Rick Flag, and he's like, nah, girl, back up. Alan Tudyk is doing his thing as both Weasel and Doc Phosphorus. I know I said that he's playing Clayface, but Clayface has not shown up yet. I don't even know if Clayface is going to show up, but they confirmed that he will be playing Clayface in Superman, but he's credited as Clayface on here on Wikipedia for some reason. Nina, we don't really know much about Nina. Besides that, she's kind of like Ape Sapien. She's an amphibious creature with a fishbowl forehead. But like I said, yes. Did I say Alan Tudyk is doing his thing as Doc Phosphorus? Because if that's what I meant. But Sean Gunn is also doing his thing as G.I. Robot. And, we don't really... What am I talking about? I'm about to say we don't really hear Sean Gunn talk like he wasn't Kraglin in all 3 Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I'm tripping. But yeah, Sean Gunn is doing his thing as a G.I. Robot as well. And Indira Varma is doing a good job as the Bride. Like, none of these people outside of Alan Tudyk have voice acting on their filmography as far as I know. But yeah, the 2 seconds that we did get of David Harbour as Frankenstein was also amazing. But let's get into episode 2, the Turamine Necklace. This episode was directed by Sam Liu. Once again, written by James Gunn. So, episode starts with a flashback sequence of Eric, who is Frankenstein's monster, asking Dr. Victor Frankenstein to create a bride for him. And after they do so, Victor teaches the bride to speak and function normally. Eric decides to, try to woo her. And she's like, nah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Stay away from me. Sometime later on, Victor gives the bride a necklace. And, you start to see the vibe with these two. And Victor is explaining love to Frankenstein because he's like, yo, you're married. I want the same thing. And like I said, the bride rejected him, but she falls for Victor. And Victor fucks the bride, and Eric sees it and he just loses it, and he kills his creator. And when the bride comes across that, they fight and they end up burning down the castle. And you see in a montage of Eric trying to woo the bride over the course of time from 1831 when the castle burnt down up into I want to say the mid-90s. Meanwhile, Princess Ileana eventually seduces Rick Flag. They bone in the bathroom. Cersei shows up to the castle, to Castle Frankenstein, fights the bride and Nina, kicks both their asses. The sons of Themyscira come out and help her. The bride takes out a bunch of them. Nina calls Rick Flag for help, but they get captured. So this episode was amazing. It's like I was not expecting not 2 sex scenes, but 2 acts of sex in this show. Like, I knew it was going to be a little bit, more mature, because hell, even The Suicide Squad was rated R. But that was because of language and excessive violence. But I was like, bro, you smash. I felt like Ray J on his old, he had a reality show back when VH1 was, still kind of good. And I was just like, yo, she smashed the homie? And Eric just lost it. And I was like, oh, this is not going to end well. But the montage was good on this show. And so far, I am enjoying this show. The comedy is well written. One of the guards, one of the royal guards comes looking for the princess and looking for Rick Flag, and Phosphorus is at the door. He's like, where's the princess? And he's in there with Flag. Give him about 30 seconds or so, based off of his age or whatnot, and you just hear Sean Gunn as Weasel he made some weird guttural noise oh. It's nope, never mind. Give him about a minute or so. But the show is really enjoyable. If you guys have Max, I highly recommend this show. I wasn't like the Snyder Bros who's oh no, because I like comic book centric stuff. I I think the only thing that's comic book related that I never watched was Dylan Dog Day of Night, but that's because that's based off of a French comic book. Oh, and Valerian City of Planets, which was also a French comic book. I think the only French comic book thing I watched was Snowpiercer, the movie, not the show. But long story short, I'm digging this show. I highly recommend it. I'm not going to give it a final rating until all 7 episodes air. So we got 5 weeks of Creature Commandos to get through. And let's do it together, guys. Okay? All right. So now we're going to get into Skeleton Crew, which comes on Disney Plus and will be dropping every, Monday, I want to say, or is it Tuesday? Every Tuesday. So the first 2 episodes dropped. And episode 1 is This Could Be a Real Adventure. Oh, so show was created by John Watts, who we know from directing Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, as well as Christopher Ford, who is also his writing partner. He worked on Clown, Cop Car, and Homecoming with Watts. So, stars Jude Law as Jod Nawood, who is, I'll get into that. Ravi Conyers as Wim, Ryan Kira Armstrong as Fern, Kyria Kratner as KB, Robert Timothy Smith as Neil, and Nick Frost as SM33. And if you don't know what SM33 is, that means me. So this show more or less is a homage to pirate films and old Amblin movies. So John Watts was doing an interview where he basically said, this is a love letter to Treasure Planet and Amblin movies, such as E.T. and this is he said the perfect example of Amblin movies. They're kid movies, but they're not kid movies. So the main character may be a kid, but this is something that the whole family could watch. So he used E.T. and Goonies as perfect examples. Never seen Goonies. I don't know why I haven't watched it, but I don't know. Loco, don't text me about that, okay? Because I haven't seen Goonies. I didn't watch the Goonies ripoff on Netflix, so I don't even want to get into it. Well, anyway, episode 1. This Could Be a Real Adventure, directed by John Watts, written by Christopher Ford and John Watts. So we get a prologue. Epilogue is after, of some pirates breaking onto a ship for some treasure or credits. They get on said ship, dismantle the whole entire crew, break down the door or whatever. There's 1 credit. So basically, mutiny is afoot now. And I can honestly say, I don't know what is up with Star Wars in 2024, but they've been making some bomb helmets. And I want the helmet that captain had, who we don't know, but I'm pretty sure it was Jude Law's character. So we found out that after that, we go back to the planet of Aten, where Wim and his friend Neil prepare to take their aptitude exams to figure out where they're going to have their places in life. So Wim, when everybody's talking about what they want to be, Wim says he wishes he was a Jedi, and Neil says, that's impossible. And you see that Fern and KB are just riding a hoverbike around town, and Fern is very defiant individual, and you find out that the person who is asking the kids what they want to be when they grow up is Fern's mother. So the next day, Win takes his Win oversleeps because his dad is he's overworking, and I get it, this really calls back to my childhood, where you had those parents that overworked and they didn't necessarily have time for you. So it's no, you got to get up, you got to catch the bus, you got to have your lunch ready and all that stuff. Here's your lunch money if you're not making lunch. All right, I will see you when you get home. So Win oversleeps, misses the bus, takes his bike out to go to school, tries to take a shortcut through the woods, actually falls into a ditch, and he discovers what he thinks might be a Jedi temple, but he is found by a droid who takes him to school, where he gets punished and yelled at by his workaholic father Wendell. So remember what I said about just leaving the kids about. and tells him that the only way he can make up the exam is only with a 50% curve. He's like, look, go home. Okay, I got to get back to work. So later on that day, Wim goes to Neil's house, who I'm going to just get into that when I finish talking about this episode. Convinces Neil to go to the temple with him after, he bumped into Fern, like basically outside the principal's office. And he kind of, told his dad that, he found the Jedi temple. And so Fern goes there with KB, and they dig the hatch and everything, but you find out that it's a spaceship, and they're exploring the spaceship, and they all have like walkie-talkies or whatever, and they're like, yo, don't touch anything. And Wim pushes a button that activates the ship, and they take off, and like the only person who actually sees them is Wim's father. And after that, they go like, the ship goes into space, so it's like, what can he do? So notes on this episode, like I said, Wim's father, Wendell, constantly working. I get it, it's a parent thing, but you live in a galaxy far, far away, man. Make some time for your son. Like, there's a scene in this episode where after Win misses the bus, and his dad comes, and they have a moment where Win's getting to bed, and Wendell tucks him in, and he says, can you read me a story like mom used to? So I don't know if Win's mom died or if she left, or because his father's workaholic. He's like, yo, you too big for that. Go to bed. I'm like, damn, man, spend some time with your son. Okay. And like I said, when he just left him the money, he just like threw it on the table like nothing. Like, look, here's your lunch money for the week. I gotta go to work. You won't be seeing me until later this evening. All right. Make your way to school and whatnot. So I'm just like, I feel conflicted. I'm like, is he a bad father? I mean, and it's like, what does this guy do? Because when he didn't want to read the story, he was like, I gotta go back to work. It's nighttime, sir. Are you like a drug dealer on the low? You got like 8 jobs? I mean, I know you black and all, but come on. All right, episode 2. Oh, the other thing I like about this show, they're doing what I do with the podcast. All the titles are something that is said in the show. So episode 2, way out past the barrier. So like I said, the kids are out in space. They meet a droid on the ship named SM-33, who does not realize that his captain has been dead for I don't know how long. But Finn Finn pulls a Captain Phillips to SM-33 and says, look at me, I am the captain now. And he takes him to a nearby outpost after they try to tell him to turn back home, but he doesn't know the planet's name because who knows how long he's been dormant and asleep. So the kids go through the outpost and they do the dumb thing that kids do. They split up. So Neil and Fern go one way. Win and Neil go one way. KB and Fern go the other way. KB and actually Fern actually come across some ladies of the night. Meanwhile, Win uses his lunch money to buy food, and you actually find out that his lunch money is actually very, very valuable. So everyone's like, yo, where are you from? He's like, I'm from Manhattan. Everybody laughs at him. Like, yo, man, that's not even a real place, okay? Quit playing with us, for real. Where are you from? All right? You can't be from the legendary city that holds a hidden treasure. Same thing that happens with Fern and KB. She tells one of the lead ladies that they're from Manhattan. They're like, yeah, real, whatever. That's not even a real place. Get out my face, kid. So the pirates all start to gang up on the kids, and SM-33 comes in and protects the children. But he is taken out by Brutus, who was actually he's like a big wolf pirate, and he looks pretty cool. And they get thrown into the brig, and that's where they meet Jad Nanud, who reveals that he is a Jedi who has some useful knowledge, and he uses the Force to get the key to open a lock. He's like, look, keep a secret. Shh. Okay, you help me, I help you type situation. So, very good episode. Jaleel White's in this show as a pirate. Looks weird bald, and you can tell he's wearing a bald cap. I don't know why they just didn't let him like have his hair out, but whatever. Also, Vane, who we saw in The Mandalorian in like the last season when this whole crew got killed by the late great Carl Weathers, may he rest in peace, and Mando found a new crew. So yeah, I mean, the whole like the barrier thing with like Atten, so I don't know if like they're closed off, and my whole thing was, yo, how's Wim gonna feel when he finds out that Order 66 happened and like there are no more Jedi, because this takes place in the timeline of The Mandalorian, so it takes place after season 3 of Mando, so there are no Jedi. Like, it's just Luke and Grogu, who said, nah, I'm going back with my daddy, whose face I've only seen like once. But yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh, this is gonna be awkward. And honestly, I don't think Jude Law's character was a Jedi at all. I believe he was just force sensitive. He maybe went to the Jedi Academy and basically pulled an Ocean and left. And apparently all 8 episodes are written by Christopher Ford and John Watts. But very good show so far. I mean, I really can't complain about anything. But yeah, guys, slow news week. I am basically done. So next week I will not be recording unless I can get it done like Friday, because I'm going out of town and I also have to go to court to fight a ticket that's not mine. I've been fighting it for 2 years, so hopefully I win. Fingers crossed, guys. Pray for me. So, it's your boy Bernard. That was another episode of the Angry Blerd podcast. Be sure to rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, also Blue Sky, all at Angry Blerd Pod. Be sure to rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend. I've been forgetting this part, but go to w.gg, use the promo code AngryBlerd10 at checkout to save 10% on your order. So maybe I'll see you guys next week. Maybe I won't. I don't know yet. I'll figure it out. Anyway, if I do, see you next week. I'm going to try to see Y2K. If not, I'm going to skip it because I don't do 2-week overviews on movies. So if that's the case, it'll just be episodes 3 and 4, Creature Commandos, as well as Skeleton Crew. All right, peace.